I'll be honest, I wasn't devastated, but you could have spared my hands to this, baby. That's not the lyrics. That's not the lyrics to that song, at least not all of it. But honestly, that's life, right? You hardly know the lyrics to the song, but you show up anyway and sing it. I made 3 renditions of this video already. The sun's up, I'm a little later than I said I would be. But the world's still beautiful, and I know I'm still beautiful. And I know the person watching this is beautiful, but they might not think that. They might not perceive that about themselves. And that's part of what this is, right? We only perceive what is convenient to us. We only take in what is convenient to us. The pleasures of life are abundant, but a lot of us miss out on the best parts because of convenience. I hope that I see a world where I have everything that I want, right? But I was able to shed off everything that never actually added to my happiness, to my joy, to my peace of mind. I'm going to a dinner and a movie tonight, but because of lack of some dinero, right? Some guapanese, I will not be spending money on the dinner. I'll be getting a drink, and I'll be going back, with my friends to go see the movie, and I'll be heading home, and I feel very content in that because it's just not convenient for me to spend that kind of money. Even without the convenience to spend the money, let's say I did have the money to spend it, right? I still wouldn't spend it because I'm trying to capture the world that I see in the back of my head, right? Dreams of culinary success, of social media success, of just touching the hearts and minds of young people who want to finally align with their purpose. And I seek inspiration everywhere. I seek it in nature. I seek it, in the videos that I watch in that same device that's recording me. But the first thing that I listen to is my intuition, which is from the Lord above, right? He deposits into me what I need to speak, what I need to say, what I need to hear. Pleasures of convenience are a detriment to your purpose. Whatever you focus on forms your future. And I say both of these things to say that a lot of us are trapped in the idea that we can continue kind of having fun. And I'm not saying that having fun is pointless and meaningless. I think we should have fun. But there's a time and a place for everything. Staying up till 2 a.m. in the morning, playing a video game that you've lost 34 rounds in is not good. It does not align with your purpose. It might saturate, or rather satiate, that feeling that, I'm enjoying myself. Even though I'm gonna lose, I have that feeling to win. Dude, you're playing a gotcha game, bro. Playing a gotcha game every round. And the gotcha will be the regret on your plate tomorrow, next week, when all the time has mounted up till, not to be grim, your deathbed. And that regret, that is your dues that you pay for after wasting your time, is paired with a nice chalice of convenience that you sept. Is that how you say the word? Sip? Sept? How do you say sip in continuation? That you continue to sip day in and day out, instead of getting out of your comfort zone and being here and being present. Please heed my words. They are not mine. They're everybody's words because they're first from Him. Everybody has that monologue in the back of their head that tells them, this doesn't feel right. This does not feel right. This does not feel right. It's like that feeling where you can't help but look down when you're passing the group of cute girls, right? Ladies, respect. But you're passing whoever it may be, whatever you draw your deepest desire towards, right? But you feel ashamed. And then you lift your head back up, or you get off the weather app, right? And you realize, man, I'm ashamed of that. This does not feel right. It was convenient for you to open the weather app for you to not feel the feelings of shame or to be seen. Because you are ashamed. The feelings to be seen. It's beautiful. Parakeets are flying in. I think they're gonna land on this wire. Oh, they're landing on the trees. Okay, sorry. I love nature, but right, the fear of being seen, the fear of being known, of being noticed. Oh, I have to show you this. You can barely see it. I hope you can see it. But do you see them up there? The parakeet, like, they just flew all the way from back there, which is incredible. But yeah, this fear that eats you up from the inside and forces you to bend the knee, you know, or to bow your head. But to get a little Christian, the Lord did not give us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. And it's sound decisions that draw us closer to purpose, right? It's that feeling, that inkling in the back of your head that says, that's not the right way, that's not the right thing. So to get back to it, right? Okay, a little loud, pardon me. They want to be part of the video, guys. Trying to record. Oh, they're taking off. Okay. They don't want to miss. They don't want to miss their meeting, the breakfast call. That's so lovely. That's community right there. That's what it looks like, man. A flock of people with the same idea, with the same purpose. I want that. I want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a bird per se, but I want to be a part of my own community. But anyways, matters are convenient, don't align with purpose a lot of the time. It's a beautiful thing to know that. It's a beautiful thing to know that, because now you can learn to distance yourself, right? So now you know. Now you know that spending egregious amounts of time at 2 a.m. playing video games is not enough, but you already knew that. So what do? You find a way to remove yourself from that space, man, to get out of there. And you do it at the most, I know this word, you do that at the most poignant time. And for me, that's the morning. Somebody else, it might be 2 a.m. Somebody else, it might be some other time. Some time that doesn't go in conflict with their responsibilities, their work, their family, their studies. And you do what you need to do. You do what you're purposed to do. The thing about passions of convenience is that they leave you conditioned. They leave you conditioned to think that things are easy, they come on a platter, that life is always fun. And trust me, I'm a guy who loves to have fun. That sounded crazy, but I'm a guy who I'm a guy who likes to have fun most of the time, you know? But I can't have fun most of the time if the things that I feel aligned to, my family, virtue, following God, honoring Him, honoring myself, being respectful towards myself, having enough self-respect and discipline to show up here every day. I mean, dude, this might as well be the first day of me recording, of me making videos, because, you know, you fall out of line of consistency once, just once, and you already lost a major step forward, right? You already lost a major step forward. And that's kind of like the part of convenience that feels good, right? If it feels good to do something that's easy, that is convenient for you, you'll always do it every time. But the thing is, you have to do things that are important too, that are decisive, that don't waste time, and that make it so that there are less regrets at the deathbed. Less regrets at the deathbed. That's what this is all about, right? To be a little wiser, to be a little smarter, to be a little more on time, just so that we can shave off that last bit at the end. You know, as tired as we will be, as fulfilled and unfulfilled as we will be, you know, we won't have those regrets. And perhaps we'll draw closer to those goals and those ambitions and those desires. It's not easy to chew on something like that, but chewing on it is the good part, you know? chewing on it, making yourself, more taught, making the ideas more ingrained and a part of you. Because it's like we all have this thing that we want to do, that we know we're aligned to do, but we just don't have it yet. But the reason why you don't have it yet is because you're not doing anything to draw closer to it, to make it clear. And this is the same idea I keep preaching, seemingly preaching, depositing back into your mind. It's like sunk cost. But of course, there's a sunk cost fallacy where, like, did you really waste your time if you enjoyed what you were doing? And it's like, are you willing to live with that? Right? Are you willing to live with the decisions that you made? It's not about if you enjoyed it, man. We enjoy things every day. And then the next day we feel bad. And there's levels to it. There's different states of consciousness where more other things matter than the others. But putting it simply, are you willing to live with that? Knowing that the future will be harder for your acts of convenience, for your pleasures of convenience. Will you be willing to live with that choice, with that decision? So change comes to the swift. Change comes to the bold. Change is inevitable. Because, frankly, you're going to get tired of the things that you are doing out of convenience. And my parakeet friends are back. And then you're going to do something else that is much more enjoyable, much more novel. But the novelty wears off every time. Every time it wears off. And when it does, that same monologue in the back of your head is going to come knocking again. Hey, is this really what we're supposed to do? I ask you that no matter how many times it takes to get there, that's okay. I think everybody should give themselves more grace. But when it comes knocking, just heed it a bit more than you did the last time. And try to pay attention to what that guy in the back of your head or that idea is trying to come up, is trying to say to you. Because maybe that is what saves you. Saves you from regret. Saves you from sadness and depression and all these things that the world is struggling with right now, man. There's no jobs, there's no hope, there's no homes, everything's expensive. Dude, I just saw a $100,000 house in Texas that went down from $500,000. If I'm not saying like, oh, great, I didn't work hard enough when I was 4 years old with my creative dream, dude. I didn't become a scientist and invent a super mega, idea that would have saved the world and now I can buy that 100,000. No. But it's like, I wonder what I could have done when I was younger to draw myself closer to that. There's plenty of people my age, not out of comparison's sake, but there's plenty of people in my age group that maybe had easier starts, that have the money to buy a property like that. And of course, there's upkeep, there's all these things, but they had the money. And it's like we're not finding these opportunities because we're too distracted by the convenience. It's a story that keeps writing itself, man. It's a story that keeps writing itself. Anyways, thank you all for joining me. This is Nick Lightenment. I'm going to be opening a Patreon soon. Hey, Patreon, baby. But it's going to be free for a while. Obviously, it's always going to be free, but the content on there is going to be free for a while. It's just another section, another space that I can put my thoughts that are essential, that are who I'm becoming, who I am. And hopefully it'll resonate with you to become yourself, to become the person in the future that you stop trying to emulate, but you start being, you know what I mean? So Patreon's opening up. YouTube, we're going to be posting a lot here more often, a lot there more often for my folks on TikTok. This has been very exciting. Posting all this content, posting all this documentation, really. Going to be opening up, thanks to Ace. Thank you, Ace, for the idea. A podcast of my long form communication. A lot of this is unscripted. I don't do scripts because I don't think it's necessarily sincere and authentic, but maybe it's more sincere than authentic to put out a script and to read off of it for some of my longs, for people who want to gather the idea as it falls, and as it's refined. I want to have more refined ideas. Anyways, don't want too much of a long outro. That will not be happening every time. But this is Nick Enlightenment. Verse of the day. We're not going to do this every time, but we're going to try to do this. Psalms chapter 1, verses 3. Read that up. Talks about... Just read that up. We're traveling our memory, okay? Yeah, it's a wonderful verse. It'll speak into your life. And also, if you want to have extra reading, Psalms chapter 25 is brilliant. It's a very brilliant chapter in the Bible. We love David. David's the GOAT. But yeah, Sigma, Sic Parvis Magna. Greatness from small beginnings. This is Nick Enlightenment. Thank you for being here. Ciao.